Welcome to Moonlit Fly Fishing, Fly Tying Night tonight. I'm Brandon Moon, and tonight we're going to be tying up our suspension caddis, October Caddis style. So this is going to be a bigger caddis. We like this caddis so that it suspends your fly so you can fish it as a dry dropper combo a lot better because of its floatability. It's also a very durable, fast tie, so a great guide series fly as well. Thank you for watching. We look forward to hearing how you like it in the comments. The hook that we're going to be using today is the Moonlit Premium Tagata ML102 in a size 8 for the October Caddis. I'm going to start my thread, which is the Semperfli Classic Wax 8/0 Floral Orange, about 3/4 of the way down the hook shank. And then I'm going to create a nice smooth underbody using that tag end to wrap all the way back to the bend of the hook. And I'll snip that out. Now I'm going to take a 1mm Moonlit zero gravity foam, trimmed down, just short. It's going to be shyer than, or narrower than the hook gape. And then I'm going to take and mark one edge of that with a bronze alcohol marker. And then I'm going to cut the opposite side of that foam at an angle so that I have that nice tie-in point here. I'm going to secure that down, and I want that foam to go all the way up the body so that I get a nice even underbody, even though I'm going to wrap over it with foam. We'll go back all the way to the back. I'm now going to wrap this, and that taper on that's going to help so I don't build up too much foam in the back side. And you can see that marked part of that foam is on the back side, and we're creating wraps, open spiral that creates that rib look on our fly. And we're going to wrap that just up in past that 3/4 mark there so that we can get a nice clean body. So I'm going to hold that up there, lock it in place over the top, in front. Now I'm just going to kind of crisscross this and tie it in real close. Pull it up, trim it off. That's going to give me a smaller tag end when I stretch it just a little bit. Secure it down. Now I'm going to take a 2mm bright orange piece of foam. I'm going to cut an angle at the tip end of that. And I'm going to measure that off so that it goes about halfway down the body of the hook. Now to cut the angle, you can use fingernail clippers or you can use rounded scissors, work really well. I like doing those two versus straight edge scissors. Now I'm just going to finish securing that down all the way up to the eye of the hook here, making sure it doesn't rotate on me at all. And then I'm going to secure that down. I'm going to measure this foam just about to the back piece of the body, trim it out so that it's easier to work with. I don't have too much foam in front. Once again, I'm going to finish securing that down real close. Then I'm going to take some Semperfli Fire Orange Barred Silly Legs, and I've cut it in half. I'm going to tie that in and measure it to go just to the back end of this body, or just maybe a little bit further. And then I'm going to secure that and wrap it all the way up to the front of that fly. I'm going to pull that piece of legs around to the other side where I'll measure it again so that it's even. Kind of pin it in place. And then a few wraps. And before I cinch it down too tight, I can adjust these legs. Then again, I'm going to make sure that I have those legs separated with the thread there. At this point, you could trim out the legs in the front. I'm going to take my predator fibers or hogfish hog wing and a clump of that. This is a synthetic EP type fiber. You could use EP fibers as well. And I'm using a silver bait fish, which has got kind of a white and gray color. You could use black as well. I'm going to tie that in, wrap it forward, and then I'm going to pull it back so that it secures that in so it doesn't pull my wing out. Once I've tied that in, I'm going to go just to the back of the hook there and trim it out. Now we've got dubbing for the head thorax here. And I'm taking Moonlit's pine squirrel dubbing, and I'm going to take the rusty brown. You can use the beaver dubbing, but I like the pine squirrel because it's got more guard hairs in it. Makes it a little more buggy looking for a caddis. And I'm just going to put some nice, good, clean dubbing noodle on there. Make a nice, clean dubbing rope. And then I'm going to wrap over and create my head here. I do want to get some in front of that thread. I need a little, just a tiny bit more here. I don't have to worry about covering that poly yarn or EP fiber, predator fiber on the top because I'm going to cover that with my foam here. I'm going to pull my foam back over the top where I can tie that off. I can pull the legs out of the way, make sure they're in place. Once I do that, I'm going to take some Loctite brush on applicator. After I trim the legs out, we'll trim that out so that they're just a little bit longer in the shorter in the front than they are the back. Now I'm going to take my Loctite super glue and I'm going to put a nice dab of glue on there. And then I'll give it 2 wraps. And this is going to help secure my knot. Now I'm going to take my whip finish tool and finish whip finishing a 3-turn whip. This seals in my knots and makes this a real durable fly. I don't have to put head cement on at this point because I've done this super glue. Take my razor blade, trim that out. Now I can trim out any of the fibers in the wing if I need to clean it up. I'm going to snip this down and create a nice triangular shape on this wing case here going over the top of the wing. And there you have the October suspension caddis. Thank you for watching. We look forward to hearing how you like it in the comments. Have a great evening.